Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Hi. Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, everyone.
We'll give everybody a minute to get on the screen and get settled in.
Hi, Jan.
So nice to see you guys today. We actually thank you so much for coming to party with us. We're so pleased to be here with you this afternoon. We love seeing your faces. So if you are willing, please turn your cameras on at the bottom of your screen. You can also click that chat feature. It does work best on the computer, but when you do click into the chat feature, you will see the artist websites pop up during their presentations, and you can let us know which pieces you're loving or send us questions, and we're going to do our best to get responses to all of those things. Right now, why don't you let us know where you all are from in the chat? Let's see. Oh, Westchester, New York, Long Island, Northern New Jersey, Massachusetts. Oh, it's always so much fun.
Ah, somebody who's not on the East Coast.
Yes, New Orleans and Arkansas. Welcome.
Hi, Colleen.
I want to let you know one technical thing. If we have any major technical glitches and we have to end the party abruptly, we will post the updated link in red to the top of our homepage at artpartycentral.org. So don't go anywhere, go on back to our website and click on, and we'll be all there to greet you. So now that that technical stuff is out of the way, let's have a quick cheers to all being together today. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
We're going to go ahead and mute everyone now. Don't be offended. It is just Zoom protocol. It's just Zoom protocol. Hi. I'm Kathleen Tesnakis, and I'm thrilled to be your host today. For those of you that don't know me, I've been a sustainable wearable art designer and recycler for the last 25 years. You can find my work online at ekologic.com, and that's ekologic.com. I am also one of the co-founders of Art Party Central. I love being at these parties. It's just such a great opportunity to meet new makers in person and find out more about the ones that I know and love. I am also really lucky today to have Karla of Gudeon Design with me helping as co-host. You can find Karla as admin in the chat if you need anything. Please make sure to check out her website at karlagudeon.com. And that's enough about us. It is time to go to our 7 super talented artists today. We have Suzanne Schwartz from Suzanne Schwartz Jewelry, Lyubov Ermolova from LFABRIKA, Ellen Cohen from Ellen Cohen Design, Maureen Riley from PoshFELT, Jan Lichtenstein from It's by Jan, Amy Kanarek from Amy Kanarek Designs, and Jillian and Melissa from Serve Kindness. Let me tell you a little bit about how this party is going to shake out. Each of the artists will give a presentation, and then if time allows, I will give them 1 or 2 questions that were previously submitted. At the end of the party, we are going to raffle one $50 gift certificate for each of the artists' websites. That is 7 chances to win just for hanging out with us today. You do have to be present, so please stick around. We will also give you a special discount code at the end of the party, which will be good for all of the artists' websites, as well as my website at Ekologic and Karla's website at karlagudeon.com. At the end of the party, we'll also open up for chatting for our after party, and we're going to invite you at that time to unmute and ask the artist questions directly if you like. We can mingle a little bit, or if you'd like us to ask the questions, just pop your questions in the chat, and we will get to some more details after we actually meet these artists through their presentation. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. Our first artist today is Suzanne Schwartz from Suzanne Schwartz Jewelry. Suzanne, please take it away.
Hi, everyone. Just want to know, can you see me?
Let me see. Oh, yes, we can see you.
Okay.
Suzanne, can you tell if I have the right one spotlighted for you?
We
Yep,
see.
it's good. Thank you. So I'm coming to you all from my studio today, which is a little unusual because usually I'm in my den showroom. But I wanted today to talk about just focus on the inspiration behind my jewelry. But just a little bit about my jewelry. Most of my work is stitched. So I will, generally what I mean by that, I will drill little holes and I will stitch with either 22 karat gold or fine silver wire. This piece is part of the touring collection and it's all Argentine silver with 22 karat gold and a moonstone. So, you know, so that's most of my work. And then I also have a pearl line and you'll see how all of that comes together. So most of my inspirations, I really have 4 of them, but all the stitching started when I was young and growing up, and my grandmother would come over every weekend and she would knit and sew. And she taught me how to, and for some reason I really took to the look of the stitch. And now I use it in my jewelry really for texture. So for texture kind of and pattern, and it switches between that. So that's really where the stitching came from. But the influences that I have are really nature, textiles, architecture, and architecture. And when I talk about textiles, if you look at the cover of this Miyake's book, you'll see that there's like a flow and a drape to the patterns. And it's my grandmother who really turned me on to the fabric. And even here too, you'll just see all the different lines and complexities and fluidity that you can get from fabric. So that's kind of my goal with my jewelry. And if you look at this piece, this is another stitch with 22 karat gold in the interwoven collection. Here I'm sort of draping through overlapping, and nothing is perfect, and that's kind of where like the nature comes in, where nothing's perfectly set. And then of course you have the stitching and then the little squares to create a pattern. So it sort of all really comes together with that. And then here again, you know, with a pair, of earrings, and just, I really love movement and fluidity and drape just like fabric does. Here is a new pair of earrings that I'm working on. You can see the pearls aren't connected yet, but again, here you can almost see, if you can see that well, here I've curved the metal to really pick up on almost, you know, exactly the curve of the fabric here. So that is, you know, a little bit on the textiles, and here I'm just going to show you some other ones here. And the other thing also, so here it's folded and draped. And another thing also that I love is texture. And I find texture in fabric, in nature, you know, these little gold, 22 karat gold that I grind up, those are kind of a nice pattern and texture there. So architecture comes into it. I'm going to show you, this is one of my favorite buildings in New York City that I'm always intrigued by. I don't know what it's really called, but I call it the Diamond Building. And, you know, just those lines, and it's really about lines, you know, and looking at the building lines, and then that one has even extra. But so with this necklace, the So Weave necklace, you can see that I'm really being a little bit more architectural here, not as freeform. And I'm stitching this with fine silver. And so that is kind of one example. And then also, you know, very, very much like the building, you have my mix and match layered earrings. These are a great summer earring and they come hanging as well. Can also get them in the same color. But that's just another kind of, you know, example. So I'm gonna skip to nature. And so here I have a plant. And so with this plant, what you'll really see is sort of, it's not about like a leaf or a flower, but it's more about, I love how things curve and form, just like in those earrings I just showed you. And then I walk through the woods every morning with my dog. So here on this piece of log that's fallen, there's the bark and this new line. This is not on my website yet. It will be next Thursday. But here is sort of, that was really the inspiration for this necklace and this whole series that's coming together. I also love the pattern that comes in nature. So, you know, here in my free form, this is more the free form sort of stitched earrings. You can see I just kind of take the stitching and make it really sort of like what just haphazardly happens in nature, like with these hellebores with the little, I don't know what that's technically called, kind of overlapping, just kind of the natural pattern. So also my pearl line really falls in there. I love, like I said, I love lines and I'm always looking even here at the line, the different lines and the different layers. So in my pearl line, oops, let me just untangle that. You can see here, these are Tahitian pearls. And you can see it's really about the line and, you know, here the asymmetry that I'm focusing on, and the drape and the fall, how this all flows and falls. And one other thing that added to the inspiration of the whole pearl collection was this photo that came when I asked someone who was going to China to look for a certain pearl for me. And they sent me this photo, which was not the pearl I was looking for, but I fell in love. And these are Chinese freshwater Baroque pearls. And that really is what started this whole pearl line. And here's a white Chinese Baroque pearl.
Well, Suzanne, your pearls and your work is just always so inspiring. And this detail into your studio and thought process today is so refreshing. I really appreciate you bringing that to Art Party. I do have a question for you. With these incredible stitched pieces you have, like how long does it take?
It depends on the piece, and I get a lot better. So this, this piece right here, this piece will take me, these will take me about, well, when I first started, about 45 minutes. So I'm down to about a half an hour with both of these.
Wow.
Even the more simple one is actually a little harder. This first one, these are together. So to stitch those together, that can take me, it used to take me about 3 hours. Now I have it down to about 2 hours.
Well, you certainly make it look easy because it's so clean and pristine. And I had the pleasure of seeing one in person on a customer and it was stunning. So
Oh.
I want to thank you so much for your presentation. We have run out of time, so I'd like to go to the next artist, but those of you in the audience, get your questions ready for the after party. Our next artist of the day is Lyubov Ermolova of LFABRIKA. Take it away, Luba.
Nice to see you. People who you know me and who I saw, and meet in my show, so art show party. But who don't know me, I'm founder and creator of LFABRIKA, which I do already over 12 years. And my story started in Russia, which I emigrate from like 16, 17 years ago. And because I knitter all my life, and my grandma started to teach me how to knit. I was 5 years old, and I have always, how I remember myself, passion. But in fact, I got education like engineer, and when I moved here with no English, and I had chance in my life to start exactly doing what I want to do, what I like to do, and why not? And I bought my first knitting machine, and all my product I do using knitting machine. I use Brazzers, Zingers, if you're familiar with, and I do different kind of, I use different kind of yarn, but most of yarn, it's lace yarn, from 100% of linen, like to cashmere, merino wool silk, rayon, and cotton, bamboo, and I like to work with all kind of yarn. And my passion always with lace. And for example, I will show you today I'm focused on summer collections, which is linen, rayon, and I will show you, not in website yet, but I start to mix bamboo and cotton. It will be in end of my presentation. Okay, this scarf, it's linen, and 100% of linen is like 60 inches by 15. And actually this just so light and breezy. And this pattern you can see through, and you can cover your shoulders easily. And you can do whatever you want. You can do with scarf. And also you can just do like this around your neck, a little tight, and put in maybe in the side and play with that. And I would like to show you what colors I have. And these colors, for example, teal and gray and blue. This I choose this palette from Vanilla, Classic Colors, Pink, Beige, and Black. Another palette, it goes from gold to khaki. And all these colors on my website. Okay, next one, I would like to talk about my classic and long time, my friends. All my scarf, my friends. It's like my customers. I love both of you. And my customers and my scarves, of course. And this 3 colors combination scarf. But today I will not show you all technique how I will show you 2 new ones, what I really like to use for summer, because summer sometimes we don't need to do like all, you know, these things around your neck. But what I like about 3 colors combination, you just hang out like that, or just one simple tie. And always you will see 3 colors and not hot. And in fact, some are not really hot yet. For this reason, I will show you another one very close to your neck. This, which I really, really like. You go around your neck once, you're going twice, and these 2 small ending, you just tie together once. Okay, and this you can turn like that. Look, it's all 3 colors. You can turn like this. You can hide them. And you can do like that. It's all this mix. And end of the day, when it's not very hot, it's really safe your temperature of your body and make you warm when you put all this. And also rayon, it's never bother your neck or your skin. It's very good fabric to be close to your skin. Okay, and also I will show you just few colors. Maybe, of course, if you visit my website, this classic combination, what I always like, and like black silver combination, or, oh, I show you my favorite, my rainbow scarf, why I like them, because it's also make my studio more clean. I can use all reminds of yarn for scarf like this, because it's not a lot of yarn goes for the scarf from different colors. You can just, I use mix of combination and use not a lot of color, one yarn, one color. And
A little bird told me, Luba, a little bird told me that you have some skinny scarves that you would like to show us.
yes,
And I'd also
yeah.
like to know the inspiration behind this next new piece.
Thank you for question. Yes, it's exactly what I start actually to save yarn. Thank you, Kathleen. And this scarf, skinny one, and this scarf, you can play a lot of, you can do many things with this. And it's a lot of colors, it's a lot of play, it's never hot, it's perfect for summer. And look at this, and they few colors already on website, you can check it out. And next couple of weeks will be more, because
I love how that piece is so slimming on the body, and I'm so glad we had time for that. If you can just show us one more before we have to move on to the next artist.
Okay, it's great, because another new piece in my website, it's called Infinity. This Infinity, very easy to wear, just like that. And this Infinity has a little sparkle on it. And one more tie I want to show, especially with Infinity. Look at this. You wear like this, and you tie like that.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Luba, for your presentation. So nice to see you here today. And again, get your questions ready for the after party. We are going to move on to our next artist. Our next artist, I want to welcome Ellen Cohen from Kanarek Designs. Please take it away, Ellen.
There.
We can hear you.
Good. All right. So, wow, I'm very excited to be here. Suzanne, I love your work. And today I was also planning on talking about the inspiration behind my work. And it's so fascinating as an artist to see Suzanne, and that we draw our inspiration from a lot of the same places, and how different our work is. So I live right outside of New York City, and I'm very influenced by the textures I see of all the paper that's graffitied over one another and ripped, and the layers, as well as the patterns in earth and the architecture in New York. I split my time between living right outside of New York City, and I spend a lot of time in Maine, where I draw a lot of my inspiration from nature. And so in the past, I've talked about different collections, and the first time I was on, I talked a lot about my earthscapes, and I call this my seagrass cuff. It's a power cuff for strong women. And I create all that texture, and it's a interpretation of seagrass, which also is environmentally a very important part of sustainability and kind of being influenced by climate change. But I have all that. And today I thought I'd talk about my moonscapes, and some of them are on my website. Some of them are not quite on there yet. They're that new, but I'm wearing one from my personal collection, and I call this Connections. So this is sterling silver with 18 karat gold and a ruby. And it's kind of a crossover piece where that top piece is textural and fused the way my earthscapes are. And then these are really rock formations that I draw from looking at the boulders and the rocks in Maine on the beaches and the granite, and they're very subtly textured. They are textured, which I'm not sure the camera is picking up, but you get your square or rectangular rocks. And so this is bimetal of 18 karat gold and sterling on a pure silver chain that's handmade by another artist. So they vary a lot. I've been working with scale a lot lately. And these are two separate pieces, which probably, let's see if I could untangle them. So these are two of my new pieces, and this is a boulder opal. It's a little, let's see, I'm too close. There we go. So this is probably more the scale I normally work in. And I've been playing with scale for people who aren't quite as bold as I am, but still want something very special. So you could see the difference there. And that's been really fun for me to kind of explore in that way and take ideas. These pieces feel very much like talismans or amulets to me. And so today I really didn't want to wear a piece that's from my personal collection, but I was just needing it for, I don't know if it's the qualities of the ruby or the feel, but it's a very soulful feeling when you put them on. And they're also like talk about construction. So these start with forms. So let's see, can you guys see this? They're just two circles that I've tried to make really imperfect. And then they'll get soldered to a back plate and get sawed and sanded and filed. And so this is one side, and then the other side is still hollow. So that's been soldered to a plate. And then this piece, both sides are done and they're different. So lots of holes that are drilled here and less holes on this side. And I'm working with, I love this stone. Let's see, let me put this back in the box.
It's always a challenge to hold everything at once, right? Oh, beautiful.
So let's see, can you guys see that? So that's an Peruvian turquoise, and I like the shape and how it mimics. I'm sorry, I'm not doing a very good job of showing that off, but I love how the shapes, there you go, mimic each other. And then to connect that, I'll need a bar or something. And I call these piece connections. And this was even before the pandemic. I was starting to think about how everything's connected and dependent on each other. So there are these very soulful amulets or protective kinds of pieces that are really very easy to wear every day, and also at the same time kind of statement pieces. So
it's so much fun to see these pieces in process. So I assume, of course, they're not on the website yet because you're just creating them. Can they say, oh my gosh, I love that stone and I want to be a part of the finishing process of that piece? How does that work?
So this is just stuff that I'm working with. You can see all these gorgeous stones. But yeah, I have quite a collection. So if somebody wanted to reach out to me and say, I have something I'd love you to make, this is too big for me, but I like the size of this. These are the stones I'd like to use. This is my price point. I'd love to work with you. I find this is pretty interesting. I have a client I'm working on right now. She fell in love with this ring, which is an opal, and it's
pull that closer to the camera for us. Okay.
That?
Oh, yes. Now we're.
So it didn't fit her, but then and she's an artist and she works with her hands. And I said, do you want this for every day? And she said, oh yes, I do. I said, well, then you don't want an opal. So these are not put together. I have museum, that stretchy museum kind of stuff. I don't even know what it's called, but I'm working with kind of creating the look of stone. So that's bimetal. That's also 18 karat gold and sterling. And I've created, so same ring. This one has a little round, more of a stone-like feel to it. And this one, so I worked with all these different shapes, and you could see here, these are some of the shapes that I created. I don't know if you could see it, just kind of working through the process. So often I say to people, just give me a little bit of time, because I tend to like to explore. And that's where the fun and the magic happens for me.
And the connectivity, right? They give a little inspiration. You can design according to personality. I think artists are a little bit of magic that way, because we're picking up information all the time. So much, Ellen, for your
thank you. Thanks, Kathleen. Thanks, everybody.
welcome. We're going to go on to our next artist, and that is Maureen Riley from PoshFELT. Welcome.
Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to our art party. It's so funny that we're all switching things up a little bit and showing a little bit of our inspiration in our studios today. I love the fluidity of the inspiration of the previous artist. But my inspiration is a little different. I love vintage handbags, and I love all the different simple shapes, but unique mechanisms. So I draw my inspiration from that. And if I could turn my camera around, you would see all vintage bags around the top of my studio, my only little space that I have to be a little, to be inspired. So I thought, instead of doing that and make everyone dizzy, I would show you how this bag behind me was inspired. And I have the bag right here. So this is a vintage bag, probably from circa the 1950s. And what you get from this, it's simple. It's a very sleek rectangular shape. It holds its shape. It's got a nice depth to it, but the mechanism I absolutely love. So you would lift it up to open the bag. If I can do that with one hand, I would, but I need two. And then you could see everything that you're carrying, which is actually very smart design, because when you're in a hurry and you're going to pay for something at the store, you don't want to be fumbling around for your cards or your keys when you're leaving. So the bag behind me, I call the square bucket bag. And I was just in Florida 2 weeks ago on my vacation, and also looking for a new place to live, because we're moving in about 4 months. And I brought this bag with me. And what I loved about it was that I could take it to the outside bars and have dinner and sit down, and it held its shape. And I know when I'm making something that's very loved by the people or by my customers, when men come up and say, oh, that's a great bag. And like the vintage bag I just showed you, it's the mechanism that makes this bag special. It seems very rectangular, but you got the pops of color both on the back, the silver details, and then the mechanism to open up the bag. So I'll show you that. You just lift the tab and then it opens up, and it's a very smart bag. You have a little color in the inside. You'll get to see everything. Everything's easily accessible. It's ultra lightweight, about a little over 5 ounces. So super lightweight, and then it comes with a really strong crossbody cord, which will take about 4,000 pounds to break. So you don't have to worry about it breaking. So that's where I'm inspired, by this simple yet practical shapes of the vintage bags. And then what makes them ridiculously special are those mechanisms. So this is the small bucket bag, and then I I did rename it when I was in Florida. I called it my bar bag because it just sat there perfectly. I can see my cell phone and no one, you know, I could just see where my bag is from any angle of the restaurant. Moving on with those mechanisms, the cosmetic bag and the wristlet behind me, and also the tassel clutch, which I'm going to bring towards the camera, are the same mechanism, yet different functions. This is more of a clutch with a little tassel bling. And this is the cosmetic bag. And I put the knobs here to make it easy to open. And once it's opened, it stays open. So once again, these mechanisms are really functional and different. And that's kind of my motto, is dare to be different and enjoy unique but interesting accessories. And the color makes it fun. Do you have any questions for me, Kathleen?
All kinds of questions. One, I just wanted to say it's so cool to see the inspiration bag, but more pointedly, like that you took the inspiration, but you really made it your own in the design element. So thank you for showing us that.
You're welcome.
I wanted to know, because that bag is to light color, are they easy to clean? Like, how do you manage that?
Well, I'm glad you asked me, because I love the fact that this is my new collection. It's the vegan leather. So it's a man-made fabric that has the feel and softness of leather, yet ridiculously easy to clean. And I can tell you, I use soap and water. So a little bit of Dawn, a little bit of water on a soft cloth, and just rub the area where you have a stain. And normally it's like a hoppy or anything sticky, and just wipe it off and then wipe off the residue and you're good to go. So I do want to show you, I made a bag to travel the day before we were flying out from Rhode Island to go down to Florida, and I opted for white. So I do want to show you.
Oh, I'm so glad. I was going to ask about that. Too yummy to ask.
This is the bag that I brought on the plane, and I made it bigger because I wanted to put, you know, my boarding pass, and I just carry books when I want to read on the plane, and my my tablet. So I made a larger bag, and literally I made this about 8 hours before I was leaving. My boyfriend thought I was nuts, but I'm like, no, I have to bring a bag. So obviously you can see that it's ridiculously clean, almost, well, brand new, because I made it just about 2 weeks ago. But this was filthy when I came home, because it went, you know, traveling on a plane, and I was tired, and I put it on the ground. So I just used some soap and water, and all the, you know,
you have your colors inside of those flaps. Did you make it all white? Oh,
I did. I did, because the strap has a lot going on. So I decided to keep the bag just one color, but with the detail of all the silver details. And the back also has the silver detail and the rivets. And I also put them in the creases.
Lovely.
To complement the unique closure.
So
and there's method to my madness too, because there is an inside pocket that does dual duty. So when I rivet the outside pocket, I'm also riveting and reinforcing the inside pocket.
Thank you so much, Maureen. It's lovely to
thank you, Kathleen.
Inspiration.
And everybody. Thank you.
And I'm just going to mention, people need to contact you about that bag. I'm assuming it's not on the website. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
So
I'll do that.
I do have a tweak, because when I was using it, I want to change one thing. So hopefully it will be in production before the end of the month.
So if anyone's interested, just, you know, send a message. Thank you so much, Maureen.
Thank you, Kathleen, and everybody.
Our next artist this evening is going to be Jan Lichtenstein. Please take it away.
Hey, I'm Jan Lichtenstein, and I'm a fiber and glass artist. So what I do are a lot of tape around here, sorry. I do a combination of scarves and scarf magnets. So this is an example. Let me get up closer so you can really see it. Here's some of my newest collections, and some of these are not even up on the website yet. They're so new. And this, I use a glass called dichroic glass for many of the pieces, not everything. I actually have something that's just kind of part of my inspiration. Is a very silvery gray. It's actually a piece of silver with a glass called alchemy, so it kind of changes it in color. So my inspiration lately has been a combination of Monet water lilies and the same kind of lines, and pretty much what people have been talking about, the texture, the architecture. Those are my loves all my life. So I, one of the things I do is I do Arashi Shibori, and the lines in Arashi Shibori are made by wrapping it around a plumbing pole and compressing it, and it makes these beautiful lines. And then my other inspiration lately is the more muted neutral tones. So I've always done lots and lots of color. And someone on one of the earlier art parties said that that my stuff looked like Monet's water lilies, which I didn't see until I started looking at them, and then that kind of inspired me to be able to make this whole new line. So most of the stuff I'm showing today is all muted colors. Not everything, I still love color. But I have, as an example, this beautiful piece you can wear as a scarf or a shawl. The great things about the scarf magnets is that they make it easy. You don't have to use your hands. You can, to hold your scarf up, you don't have to keep pushing it over your shoulder. So you have the option to wear it in many different styles. I always recommend people do one fold on any scarf because it just gives it a little extra something. So here's another very muted one. Oops. Wow, those lights just make it bright. So actually quite muted. Not really nearly as bright as it looks in that picture. So, and you can see the lines in this, and this is actually a jacquard, and jacquard has a pattern in the fabric. So what I do is I pleat it on top of that pattern. So you kind of have two different patterns going in different ways. I've also been very, very into grays. So this is my newest version. This one is organza, and the organza is a little bit of a stiffer fabric, but everything I do is in silk as of today. So this is really nice because it has these kind of wavy ends. So it gives you just a little bit different than your normal rectangular scarf. So it gives you this option. So, and I've also been lately in the hearts. So here's my newest collection of heart magnets. And then I also have this other collection that I've started doing more kind of rounded at the ends, ovals, long ovals. So there's always, at least a pop of color. The other thing that I really love making is these bubble silk scarves. Oops, I get it off that thing. They are great because you can wear them in so many different ways. It's a poncho. You could wear it where it goes flat across. You can wear it this way. All silk, moves on your body. It's always a little bit slippery. So this gives you the opportunity, even the bubble silk, put a magnet on and it'll stay exactly where it is. You'll never have the issue of wondering where it is or did I lose my scarf. I also have this in a beautiful wow, why is it really bright today? In this particular color, a very beautiful beige. So this actually has a little bit of pink, a little teeny bit of orange in it, in the beige. And then I'm also doing in kind of browns and light tone yellow. And here's another brand new shape. Actually, this is actually a circle. It's made of a circle, and you can see in this one. You can first off, you can wear it in many different ways, but you know, you can put it this way, put the magnet here. You also do it just on your shoulders. This could be worn as at a fancy event as well as every day.
Well, it was fun because there's a comment in the chat about someone, Roz, that wears your work to their art gallery openings. And I can see the one you have on being perfect for that. It's amazing.
It would, you're right. I was thinking of Roz as you were speaking of that.
So, you know, can you tell us a little bit more of what inspired you to go into these neutrals? I know this is a new area for you. I'm excited about it because they'll go with my new streak that I'm developing here.
Okay. Well, you know, part of it really is from Art Party, to tell you the truth. Part of it is that a few people in Art Party said, you know, I really like neutrals, and that's really what I wear. So I started just kind of looking at it more and seeing, you know, over years I've made some neutrals, but mostly everything was a bright color. And on my last art party, Sam, who was hosting, said, you know, she couldn't believe like the difference in what I was doing since she's seen my booth at shows. So it was partly that, and it was partly like looking at a little at nature and seeing that there's that muted tone, not just the bright tone. And, you know, like looking for inspiration. And then also in, you know, looking at like Monet's, because so much of what Monet does is so muted. And that really gave me like, I was like, oh, look at that. I could actually do an entire collection of muted rather than it all having to have like some huge pop of color.
Well, I think that I'm seeing in the neutral collection that you have is that the techniques that you're really exploring each with each one. And I really love that. Thank you so much for your presentation, Jan. We are going to move to our next artist of the evening. Our next artist is Amy Kanarek of Amy Kanarek Designs. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you so much. This is really my happy place. I love playing show and tell, and I love seeing all of the work of the amazing artists that are here today. It's really, I find this inspiring. So I want to show you my work. I get so excited when I have something new to play with, and so I'm going to show you my newest piece. I use glass beads to create shapes and forms, and so this is something that I've done before, but never in this particular way. And that's what I love about working with beads, is that when I can do this pretty much the same design, but if I choose a different bead and a different color, I come up with something very different. So I'm calling this my chunky beaded rope. And this can be used either on its own. I'm going to put it on for you. It's actually, first, just to show you, it's the same. I use the same stitch as I do for this bronze piece. But you see that it looks very different because the beads in this newer blue-green piece are larger and a little chunkier, and they have more of a geometric feel to them. So it gives a more modern look to the piece. But the stitching is the same process. So I love it when that happens. You just change something and I come up with something new. So this piece I love just on its own. And I also love it with
What's he say?
a pendant coming down from it. So just to give you some ideas. And this one color-wise is, for me, a little bold. You know, it's bright, it's shiny. And so I did another one in this color world where I've created an entire grouping around this more matted look. So you can see this is the same design as the one I just showed, but it's more of a muted, muted brown and bronze and blue. There's a drop of green in there. And I love this piece with some of the others that I've done. I want to show you this earring. So this also brings out the matte with shiny. So we've got a little sparkle with the crystal and a little color. And then we've got this matte bronze and shiny bronze around the side. And some other pieces that go with this grouping would be my stack of the day. So I've got a matte bronze bracelet. This has been my favorite lately. I don't know, I get very attached. And then a darker matte bronze that brings in the blue again in the crystal, and a bright bronze, and this one is kind of another blue and bronze. So I've been having fun creating stacks, and you can really go in a lot of directions because there's a unifying factor in the colors, but the designs are very different. So I have fun with that. And I wanted to show you also, these poor stacks have been neglected. I don't know what happened, but this is one of my favorite designs. It's very clean. These are tiny glass beads that have been woven into these shapes. And you can see I've got 3 bracelets together. This is a smaller stack. And you can take a stack like this and then just pull out one of the colors and replace it for a more neutral looking color scheme. And you could even throw in a pop of pink in between the 2 bronze. I've got muted, I've got pearl, I've got shiny. So you can have a lot of fun with my little stacks. And I don't want to forget my stones. The stones have been a huge source of inspiration to me of late. I love the color. I love the unpredictability of them. So the one that I was wearing, I'm going to put it back on, is one of my favorites. It's a really bright blue labradorite. And you can see that I have beaded a very somewhat textured, but a tight bezel from these tiny glass beads. So I'm going to put that one back on and show you one that I did all in back in this matte world again. So this one is a darker, kind of very mysterious. The stone is pietersite, and every one that I've seen has been different. There's kind of a pattern, a wavy pattern in the stone. There's dark blue and bronze, and there's even a little bit of translucent green coming in the top. I find it just very intriguing. And I chose to do this piece with a matte bronze finish and on a long chain. And this is this is a bit of a practicality choice for me, the long chain, because sometimes I put on an outfit and it's, you know, a tank and a little shift over, and I want something to sort of elongate. So this does that for me. So I'm not in a position for you to see, but it comes down long. And it would be actually great on the kind of top that I'm wearing. Just a loose, unstructured, easy look. I love this one, but I also love this long, graceful look too. And a piece like this could also be worn on a long chain, and it would be very, very elegant, hanging down long.
It looked like that a longer piece could also be doubled up, so it's really practical that way. Do you have a favorite piece? We have time for one more. Oh, that's lovely too.
Yeah.
If you can pick one more piece that you'd like to show, and also tell me a little bit about what you love most about the work you do.
So I love the fact that there are so many possibilities. It's just, my head just spins with ideas and possibilities. I would love to do, I love these circles. And so I've done these circles. These are all the same size circle, but then I've done an earring to go with it with 3 different size circles. And there's no reason why the necklace couldn't be these 3 circles graduated going around, in and out. So I have the picture in my head.
That kind of leads me to my next question, which is, are you open to creating one-of-a-kind custom pieces for your clients?
I love doing that kind of work, whether it's with, these pieces. I actually, one of my clients saw this piece and she just loved it. And she sent me a picture of the dress, and we decided to do it in bronze with ruby. Absolutely stunning. So it's really, the possibilities are limitless. And I also, with my stones, I love working with people and showing the stones and then allowing them to choose the one that really speaks to them. And then I can create a one-of-a-kind piece in that way. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Amy. It's always a pleasure. I'm going to remind the audience out there, if you have questions for these artists, please get ready to shout them out. But right now we're going to go to our final artists of the evening, Jillian and Melissa from Serve Kindness. Welcome and take it away.
Hi, it's great to be here. And it was wonderful listening to everyone about what really inspired their work. So I wanted to start out with that today because Melissa and I are great friends and we spent a lot of time together and a lot of time traveling. And Serve Kindness was really founded because of the kindness that we've witnessed all over the world and between people. And it was really a core value that we try to instill in our children. So yes, we're very visually inspired by a lot of things that we can talk about, but there's also this sense of kindness and community and human interaction that really inspires our work. And when we founded Serve Kindness and we created our first design, which is a hand-blown glass bowl in 3 different sizes, we chose a bowl because it is really a symbol of community and coming together and kindness. So Melissa just showed the large size bowl that we have. It's about 12 cups and it comes in 22 different colors. And it's great for salads. We also have a medium sized bowl. Here's a leaf green one with 1/4 strawberries in it because we're just about there in strawberry season. Yeah. And then our small bowl is absolutely perfect for dips and snacks and all sorts of trinkets even. And so together, one of the things that was really important for us is to design so that these bowls can be used every day and they can nest in a beautiful set that you can either display like that or just simply for storage because we know that's something we wanted to do. Our glass bowls, they're really functional and they're beautiful, and we are really inspired by vibrant color because color makes people happy. And so we have 22 different colors that took a lot of time for us to curate and get right. And we love mixing and matching. Here's sort of a mod set in the leaf in the orange and a new tie pool color. And so we really like working with our customers and finding what colors they love, or if they're making a gift, what would really go with either the decor that they're looking at. But we always try to say, like, pick your favorite colors and it'll go no matter what. So our bowls were really our first design, and what we really loved about, we wanted something simple and modern with vibrant color. And you can see that the inside has a really bright color and the exterior is done in a brilliant white. Now, sometimes people think these are painted, and they're not. They actually have between 3 and 5 different layers of glass. They're hand blown, and the glass is layered on top of each other to create this effect. And what it does is it gives you a piece that's really vibrant, yet is able to sit in any kind of setting. Most recently this year, we're really excited that we've going out on a limb, and we've started to create some crystal clear bowls that have the vibrant color done as sort of a brush stroke style stripe. Again, it's all glass, it's not painted, it's really vibrant color. We've also really excited because we now have a Serve Kindness stamp that we're actually able to put on the bottom of these bowls, which is very exciting for us. And so far, so good. We were just finally able to get these on our website. So far, the response has been huge. People really love them. Again, great for nuts and dips. The other thing we've introduced this year is our trillium vase. And we really aim to keep that kind of really modern form, but with a really vibrant color. And we've got 5 different colors right now. We've got a lime green up here, and a hydrangea blue. And this is sort of a purpley pink crocus. And too, people have loved being able to gift these. We always say that we're gifts that give back, because we give 10% of every purchase to a charity. And we partner right now with 10 different charities. So customers, when they come to our site or buy from us in person, they can pick from our list of charities. And when we do that, we wrap up the bowls and we put a card in and information about that charity that person picked. So our idea is really behind Serve Kindness was to create a beautiful piece of functional art that gave back in some way in the community, really creating that kind of ripple of kindness. So again, handmade, giving back, vibrant, happy colors, and really trying to promote kindness and intentional gift giving in the world. So that's our little pitch.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I like your new pieces, and of course the ones in white are just stunning. Can you tell us a little bit more about how the bowls are made and who makes them?
Sure. So Melissa and I, as much as we'd love to be glass blowers, we have taken classes, but our work doesn't quite come out as nicely as sort of the master glass blowers that are really trained in fabulous schools around the country. We have partnered with a professor at the Massachusetts College of Art, which is the only public art school here in Massachusetts. And we have graduates of their glass blowing program making these in small batches. So sometimes we run out of colors and sometimes we run out of sizes, but it's another ripple in that sort of ripple of kindness concept that we design, and then we can have students studying in their artistic field also make them for us. So
So you're putting more artists into the world with your work, which is something we all love. Sometimes it takes us a while to come up with our own path. So thank goodness for other artists that open the door for
designers always need
spirits. Right?
Designers always need a way to make what they design, right?
That's right.
The full collaboration is what's really a wonderful thing to be able to do.
Yes. And so what inspired you to give the percentage? It seems like everything that you're doing, I mean, it is called Serve Kindness. It seems like it's coming from the heart. So what inspired you to give the percentage of your sales to charities?
So we have kids, and we thought it would be interesting to really teach them and show them and model kindness. And so we started the company 4 years ago, and we chose some local charities that are in our town. And we partnered with them, and they, we talked about what they do and what we do. And we decided that to give money, 10% of every purchase, back to a charity that the purchaser can choose from our curated list. So we have ones like one for a CSA agriculture, where they bring kids from the inner city out to the country and learn how to farm. We have another one for breast cancer. We have another one for domestic violence. So we've chosen things where a lot of them are women and girls. So it was important for us to model kindness for our children and make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do, and to all of the artists tonight. I think that is a great place to end. I think everyone on this call today is trying to make the world a little bit better place. So thank you so very much. I want to thank all of the artists for sharing your stories, your inspiration, and your incredible work. And we also want to thank you, our audience. We absolutely would not be here without you. So thank you so much for spending the afternoon with us. Before we draw the raffle prizes, we just want to let you know how much we appreciate you. You are the reason we make our work in the first place, and having you show up here today and be a part of these parties brings us inspiration, hope, and fills up our creative wells. We are loving having this platform to connect with you and can't wait to see it grow with your help. So your follows and likes and shares on our social media mean to us. So please keep it up. And don't forget to tell your friends how much fun you had here today. All right. So now let's celebrate and choose the winners of the $50 gift certificates. Our co-host, Karla, is going to choose one winner for each website randomly from everyone that is still here on the party. And we, at this moment, encourage you to unmute yourself and cheer for the winners. It is so much more fun that way. So Karla, take it away.
Hello, I get the fun part. Nice to see everybody. If you don't realize it, your unmute button is bottom left, because I do not like to woohoo alone. And also your video camera's down there if you want to turn on your camera to cheer. I will tell you, if you are a winner, we need your help. We need you to put your email into the chat or privately message me, admin, Karla Gudeon Art and Design, APC co-host, with your email address so that we can be sure to get your $50 coupon code to you, especially if your video name is, your Zoom square is different than your email that you registered with. We need to find you. But without further ado, the fun part. Okay, the winner for Suzanne Schwartz Jewelry is Roz Dimon, D-I-M-O-N. I don't know. Dimon. Okay, our winner.
I'm thrilled.
Yay! We love that. Our winner for Luba from LFABRIKA, we have, and I'm going to butcher this and I apologize in advance, Mary Bednarski. Congratulations, Mary.
Didn't want that. No.
Our winner for Ellen Cohen is Pat Miller. We have a winner for Maureen Riley at PoshFELT, Chang Lim. We have another winner for Jan Lichtenstein. We have Diane Hannick. Diane, congratulations. For Amy Kanarek Designs, Colleen Struss, congratulations. Colleen. Serve kindness today. We have a familiar name, Heather Ayers. Heather, congratulations. Serve up some kindness.
Thank you. That's exciting.
All right, back to you, Kathleen.
Congratulations, everyone.
I want that.
We want everyone to leave feeling like they have won something. All of you are going to receive a coupon code for 10% off all 7 of the makers' websites, as well as my website at ekologic.com. That's EKOLOGIC. And our co-host Karla Gudeon at karlagudeon.com. The coupon will be good from today through June 9th. So head over to the websites, do some retail therapy, and have a great time shopping. The coupon code for today's party is 6ARTPARTY3, and that's all in caps, 6ARTPARTY3. I know Karla's popping it in the chat for you right now. We will send a follow-up email to everyone with this code and links to the website for everyone on the today. So you don't have to remember anything. You always go to artparty.org to find the artists' websites, and you will receive an email directing you directly to them. I want to wrap up a little bit and tell you what's going on this week at Art Party Central. On Saturday, we're going to be featuring a party with Jennifer Lippman Bruno Design, Lauren Pacenti Jewelry, Lisa J. Grant Design, Merzada, Shayna Croy Jewelry, and Vela Mode. You can RSVP to that show at artpartycentral.org. I definitely want to give a shout to Karla Gudeon today for helping co-host. You may not have seen her, but she was in the background making sure that everything went smoothly. Thank you so much, Karla. I think I can speak for the artists by saying, you guys rock. We miss seeing you in person, but this is such a great way to stay connected. We know that everyone is busy. For those of you that have to go, we totally understand. But if you'd like to hang out with us at the after party, ask questions, we invite you to unmute and let's have a chat. With that said, we're going to stay on for a few extra minutes to answer those lingering questions. Have you got any questions for us, Karla?
Of course I do. Luba. Let's go to Luba. Let me spotlight you. I'm the worst multitasker, so everyone forgive me here. Okay, Luba, the question is, if somebody has a specific outfit and wants you to customize a scarf color, can you do that?
Yes, it's no problem with that. I'm doing customized work all this period of time when I start my business, and we know, we all are different. We want different colors, different size. It's no problem with that. That's why I like Art Party, for example, or art shows and our work. I hope my fellow artists will agree with me, because every human being on the planet, we are so different. We love different things, and it's our job, like artists, to be connected with our customers. Yes, of course. Anybody who wants to order or discuss with me something, I have website, I have emails, I have all connections. Just contact me. Yeah.
And I'm going to take that one right off your neck. I love that. That's stunning.
Beautiful.
There is a question in the chat right this very minute for Suzanne. So let's see if we could ask and highlight at the same time. Look at me go. This is a question from Roz. Suzanne, she wants to know, how heavy or light are your earrings? Somebody has small lobes.
I was just typing her back. Roz, I often get people remark how light my earrings are. They're really try to do that, and I can help you further. I mean, there are a few that I would maybe steer you away from, but maybe one or two. You know, I don't think you have to worry about that, but we can have a further conversation.
Thanks.
Great, I'm so glad. And there was another question about Argentium. How come you use the Argentium?
So I use Argentium because it has, I'm just looking for, I love Argentium because it has, I really started using it, well, I'm wearing it everywhere, but it's actually a brighter white color than than sterling silver. And it's because it has, instead of nickel, which also because it has no nickel, it's hypoallergenic for the most part. But it has this brighter white color, and it's highly tarnish resistant. And I just love that brightness of it. I'm not, you know, I'm not ones, I know some people love how silver tarnishes, but that's why I love it. And it's just a very strong metal as well.
Great, thank you. And let me see, there was one other I had written down, or maybe a couple more.
Right, and if there's anybody in the audience that would like to shout out and ask an artist a question, that is your option. So don't feel shy about it. And if not, Karla's going to lead us to the next one.
But I'm gonna go like this for 1 second in case somebody wants to shout something out. Okay, all right. Ellen, do you do one-of-a-kind work?
I love doing
I
one of a
have to
kind.
highlight, wait, I didn't spotlight you, I screwed up, hang on.
I love
Now you're
doing one of a kind work. So it's really I do a lot of small production pieces, but I feel like I live with my one of a kind work. So yeah, and through the pandemic, I've really loved working one-on-one with people and starting to collaborate with people who want my work. I need to say that when I started this as a business, or was thinking about starting this as a business, I signed up for a 3D class, and maybe tonight I'll bring out some of those pieces, but they felt like work without a soul for me. And there's something about the magic of the hand, and the magic that happens working on a piece. For me, it's not linear. It's I live with a piece, I walk away, I come back, I move a lot of pieces around, and the piece kind of comes together at some point. And that's where the magic is for me.
Thank you for that answer.
Yeah.
And I think if I don't have somebody else shouting out a question, I'm going to skip ahead for a second to Amy. There was a question in the chat, both about whether your clasps are magnetic. And then the other question to address is on your stackable bracelets, are they sized?
So easy peasy, yeah. The I do have these amazing magnetic clasps that are very, very strong. You never pull on them. I'm pulling on it and it's not coming apart. So you slide them. And clasps in my world are always negotiable. If you like the magnet, great. If you prefer a lobster claw, great. So that's always a negotiable piece. Let's see. The other question was about, the bracelets. Most of the time, even though I have this huge, lovely selection of bracelets, most of my orders are custom made. So I allow the customer to tell me, my preference is to know their exact wrist measurement, and then tell me, do you like it tight? Do you like it loose? And then I make it custom for them. Unless I'm at a show and it just, they put it on, it's just right, great. That works too. So, yeah. And if you don't mind, I think Heather had a question about one of the labradorite pieces, Heather?
Yes, you have one that had 2 stones in it, stackable, I think you called it. And also, Karla, you didn't change the screen. I see Ellen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Epic fail here.
Not a problem at all.
It is not easy to find everyone and spotlight them and ask questions at the same time. I'll try spotlighting for you, Karla.
Heather, it's interesting. I have
All the help I can get.
I haven't yet done 2 pieces of labradorite, but maybe I held these up together. I'm not sure. And they certainly could.
I was reading something on your website. I don't know. Let me see if I can find where I was looking.
Oh, I wonder if it was this piece. This is a while.
Yeah, I remembered it incorrectly or wrote it. Oh, yes, that was the piece.
Yeah.
So what is that? That is.
So these are 2 pieces of labradorite that I did in antique silver glass beads. And it's definitely a one-of-a-kind piece. I can't really even tell you how I got it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I actually liked the bigger pieces that you were just putting up and talking about making custom.
Yeah, no, I would be happy to meet with you and show you all the labradorites, and we can
we might have to do that.
3 together and have a party. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that for you.
Can I come watch? I just want to watch. I like envy and just watching the jewelry console.
Yeah, that was so
Karla,
cool.
you mentioned it a couple times ago, and it was on, you read my mind. It's like on my list of things to do, to start doing, 2 or 3 pieces, not necessarily stacked straight, but maybe in kind of a cascade. So yeah, it's on my list. It just hasn't
I conceive amazing jewelry pieces I could never make in a million years.
And then also, so I'm gonna skip in since I have the since I have the floor. So the new piece that you showed, the I don't have it open. It was the chain that you made. Yes. So you have 16-inch. Where did they cut?
So these can be made custom. It can be 16-inch. This one's a little longer than the other one. This one I think is 18 inches, but I'm big. So on somebody really petite, this would hang even lower.
I'm not petite. I always thought you were. So.
But that's never an issue with me, because though I don't make a million of these, I can make another one for somebody who needs an 18-inch.
Okay, but that one that you're wearing is.
Yeah, this one's probably closer to 16 or 17. Yeah. So, but they're all
Thank you. They're beautiful.
Thank you. And color is customizable too with these. Thanks.
I like that it's puppy approved, obviously.
Yeah, that seems to have excited him.
And I have a question for Jan that about the uses of the magnets beyond the scarves. And it's a great question for me to ask because my sister, actually, we don't have the same last name, but my sister, I'm going to spotlight Jan. My sister actually bought one of your magnets for my mom. So I would love to pass this information on.
So there are many things you can do with it. As an example, you can wear it as a lapel pin. You can wear it as a brooch, which is the big thing this year. I think Art Party might have started it. But the other thing you can do, and this came from one of my customers, is take the back of the magnet, put it behind a chain. They're extremely strong magnets, and you can wear it as a necklace. So you can have, customizable. If you have more than one, you can wear different necklaces. So those are 3 things your mom can do. Often people wear them just as lapel pins on a jacket. I have a lot of male customers that also wear them as lapel pins. I've had some wear as tie clips. So there's a whole range of things.
And this is a personal question. What is your largest? What is your most shawl like? Is it what you're wearing?
Yeah, but I can customize anything. I can make it wider if you want it, thinner, whatever, longer. So any of the above, but this is probably 16 inches wide. I have some that are 18 inches wide. And I I have a few that are even much wider.
Oh,
So you
cool.
can kind of do any width and make it any color you want.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you're working with a lot more of the neutrals because of us, which I think is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is. Well, you guys are very incredible, Art Party. I really appreciate it.
We love that. Kathleen, any other questions that you have?
Well, no, I've just been inspired by so many people today. I would like to see Jillian and Melissa again. And I guess the question that I have is, is the glass heat sensitive? Like, can I eat my ice cream in those glass bowls?
Oh, yeah. You can eat ice cream. Yeah, they're totally food sensitive, and you can eat soup out of it. You can eat ice cream out of it. We just don't recommend you put it in the microwave or the freezer, only because they don't like huge temperature differentials, like going from hot to cold.
Avoid the dishwasher, or is that okay?
We don't recommend it.
Okay.
And because some dishwashers are like 1,000 degrees and some aren't.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because I have the same problem with clothing. I mean, every machine is different. So
Yeah.
I better hand wash such a beautiful glass piece.
Yeah, but they're totally smooth. So they're really easy you just go like this with a little soap and they're done in the sink. So yeah, but we encourage ice cream eating as much as possible. I usually use this bowl, quart size for mine.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But most people call this the ice cream size.
The ice cream size, yes. I would take the little one and fill it a little more, right?
Yeah.
Well,
seconds,
Yeah.
we have seconds. I want to thank everybody for coming today. It is always such a pleasure. We have another event tonight with the same artist, but it's always different. So come on back if you feel like it. I'm going to say good night, but thank you so much for coming. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.